This is George Dionne of the Rock is George podcast, and this is a KNAC.com exclusive interview with bassist Artur Mikhailov and vocalist Alen Ljubic of the Czech Heavy Metal act Dymytry. Alen, if I knew absolutely nothing about Dymytry, how would you describe the band's music to me?
The band's music, I would consider it being modern metal because we combine every element there is in metal. We have thrash metal influences, we have some new metal influences, we have groove metal, we have speed metal, we have it all, power metal, you name it. So I would say we try to combine it with our sound that we produce in the studio together with our producer Kristian Kohle as modern metal.
Artur, the band's been around for about 20 years now. I think you've been there since the beginning. How did it all come together initially?
I'm there not absolutely from the beginning, but almost. I'm in the band since 2008. So you can tell that the first album we were recording together already. Yeah, so actually it was everything was very, very natural. So we just started to rehearse in the garage as everyone. They're creating the music which we love, which is metal. So yeah, it came naturally. Then there were masks because obviously it was the idea to make it a little bit different than everybody else, to make it look a little bit special. That's why we came up with the masks ideas, costumes. Then step by step, we invented some show elements, like, of course, pyro stuff and the LED walls and many, many other things. So yeah, it was very, very natural, actually. And then I guess around 2017, we came up with the idea to make it in English, because before that, we've been singing in Czech only with a Czech singer. So then we came up with this idea. Then it turns out that our Czech singer didn't really want to continue in the English road. So he said, I will sing only in Czech, but you go and find another singer in English, and we will have two versions. So it was idea of our Czech singer, actually. Yeah. It was his idea. So yeah, and luckily we found Alen, and since then we have our English international version. So it is our second album in this English version. First was Revolt, and second is Five Angry Men. So here we go. That's a long story short.
Yeah, we exist in the multiverse of Dymytry, like in Marvel, you know. We have two separate versions of this band, and I'm here for the international stuff. They needed a German guy who sings English, and that's me.
Yes.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the new album. It's Five Angry Men. It comes out on January 26th through AFM Records. Alen, I listen to this album, I'm like, it has to be some sort of concept album or some sort of social commentary, because I don't remember you guys being quite so angry on Revolt.
Well, when we started writing songs for Five Angry Men, it started somewhere around, I think, before the release of a Czech album, because we also did the Czech versions of Farmageddon, which was a Czech album, in English first. And we picked the songs that made sense also to appear on an English album. And on top, we've written about 5 new songs that exclusively appear now on Five Angry Men. Was it 5 or 4? I don't remember. It's so long ago.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it wasn't meant to be a concept album, to be honest. It's we just write organically. I get the demos from the guys all the time. I record some vocals here. Then we meet together at Kristian Kohle's Kohle Keller studio. And yeah, he's been producing Powerwolf and Aborted and Electric Callboy and stuff like that. So he's basically the 6th angry man who is helping us a little bit with the arrangements and with ideas, and he's really important in that whole production process. And yeah, when we were on the road, we were sitting in our van coming from some show, and we were thinking, brainstorming together about a possible title, and we suddenly came up with Five Angry Men, and we laughed it off at first because it sounded like a movie title rather than an album title, and that's how everything happened. We loved it, and that's why the cover looks the way it does, and of course, when we have a song and we start finding vocal melodies and everything, and it's developing, we're thinking about possible topics, and that's what the lyrics are about then in the end. And it turned out pretty fitting, I think.
Who is the main lyricist when it comes to composing songs?
On this album, I would say I probably did most of it, but everyone contributes lines here and there. Because yeah, we had an intense writing session where we would discuss things and really, in particular, lines and everything. And I love that everybody is so involved and so enthusiastic and having a point about certain things. So in a lot of cases, structures from the song happen also together as a unity. But yeah, I came up with most of the lyrics, I would say, and that's my job from now on, I guess.
So
Yeah.
to clarify, in this Dymytry multiverse here, some of these songs are from your Czech album Farmageddon, and then you have additional newer songs, and there's a Czech singer for the Farmageddon version of it, and then Alen is the singer in this. Am I right, Artur?
To make it even more complicated for you, original Czech singer at the end of last year has quit the band, so now we have a new singer for a Czech market. So yeah, it's very, very interesting.
But people who follow us will eventually understand it, because Václav and me, we have total different masks, and he's a bodybuilder. I'm not.
Yeah, but it was funny because at the end of last year, so we announced the big changes. So our long time Czech singer has quit. We found a new guy, very, very cool singer, Václav, and we released a first single with him. And right maybe 1 week or 2 weeks after that, we released Five Angry Men, new single. And of course, many people misunderstood, and they wrote, "Oh, what, Václav? Wow, sounds very, very interesting. Very different vocals. I cannot recognize him." And in English, why Václav sings in English? So people had, like, of course, a little bit like a misunderstanding for a situation, because it's not so common that band has two versions and two markets, if I can tell that, and two singers. Of course, sometimes it's a little bit confusing, but we're trying our best to make an order in this disorder.
All right.
Yeah, maybe that's our thing, to confuse people. Who knows?
Yeah, why not?
Well, let's talk about a couple of the singles that you have out now. Let's talk about Enemies List. Alen, what is the lyrical inspiration for that one?
Yeah, we were on this topic. We were thinking about all the bullying that is going on online and in the real world, and all of that. And we had our fair share of bullying as well in this band, because we tend to have quite a lot of haters, because they hate us for our appearance, for our shows, for anything, you know. It's something that we're used to, because you grow a thick skin as a musician. Otherwise, you shouldn't be a musician if you don't have it. And yeah, it's fuel for us, you know. And basically the song has a positive message. It's to stand up against bullying, to not let people get into your head and tell you what to do. It's your thing, and you do whatever you like, and enjoy your life, and don't let anyone stop you.
You have currently released, or at least by the time this interview goes live, a cover song called Legends Never Die. I, as an old man, thought that this was the Gene Simmons, Wendy O. Williams version, but it turns out it's from a video game that I've never played against the current saying. So let's start with who's the video game guy in the group.
Oh,
Well, I do Call of Duty. I must say, I'm pretty. I love gaming. I don't think anyone else games in this band. Well, apart from Gorgi when we're on the van and we play hockey against each other.
for me, the best video game is Angry Birds on a cell phone.
Maybe we should do a Five Angry Men game.
Oh yeah, exactly. Five Angry Birds, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't my idea, to be honest. I think it was Artur's and Jirka's
And Jirka,
idea.
yeah. We together was brainstorming, and he showed the song, and we listened, and it was so cool. I love the song.
Yeah,
And I
song
said,
is nice.
hey, I think it would sound really nice with Alan's vocals and with heavy arrangement. So we came to our studio with our producer, and we tried to make some versions, and it turned out really great. So actually, there was no special story around this. It was actually pretty simple, but we really loved the result, to be honest.
We love to cover things, you know. On Revolt, we covered "Somebody's Watching Me" from Rockwell, which is not a typical song that a metal band would do, but that's the challenge, you know, just to make it our version and make it sound like Dymytry. And I think it happened again on Legends Never Die that we kind of owned it, and I hope it's going to spread a little. You know, covers always help you when you're internationally not that well known as in another territory. So I hope this song gets out and goes a little bit viral, you know, and more people get to know our original stuff as well.
Now, in keeping with your description of the band earlier, Alan, and things that a metal band doesn't typically do, the way you deliver the vocals on Five Angry Men is not something you hear too often. It's more of a rap style delivery against a heavy metal background.
Well, we have a lot of musical influences in this band. I grew up personally with, of course, the obvious bands like Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, all of that as a teenager. I loved it, and I still love it to this day, and I'm a metalhead and always will be. But I think we're pretty open-minded when it comes to music. We listen to all kinds of styles, genres, and that goes into our music. And on that song, we had that piano melody going, and somebody said, oh, that should be having rap elements, and I was like, yeah, let's try it, because I love rap music to a certain point, and it was a new challenge and a new thing for me to do it, and I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was quite challenging at some points for all of us, because I think we had at least 5 different choruses for this song, and we were bashing our heads in and saying, no, this is better, and it created a dynamic. And eventually turned out this way, like you know it now. And we're happy about it. And it's a surprise for our fans, and we love to surprise ourselves as well.
Artur, it was mentioned earlier that producer Kristian Kohle was the 6th Angry Man. He produced your album Revolt as well. What is it specifically about Kristian that you like, that he kind of brings that production aspect you're looking for?
We actually really love his approach. He's very open-minded, very professional, and he's ready to experiment, which is really cool for us too, because we don't want to put out the same songs over and over again. Of course, we want to make it a little bit different every time. So he's pretty easygoing. So we just come into those writing sessions with him, you know, bringing in some demos and stuff like that. And he's, oh, I kind of like that. Let's try this one. Let's try this melody. So he's a really easygoing person. So it's a very fluent process, very natural for us. So actually, we're happy with him. And also sound-wise, I think mixing of the album is actually really cool. We're happy on Five Angry Men how it sounds. Of course, also on Revolt, and Revolter. It's a previous Czech album, actually, with the same songs. So yeah, we was really happy with the mixing. So that's why, of course, Five Angry Men is also produced and mixed by Kristian Kohle.
Yeah, and it's his fault I ended up in this mess.
Yeah, actually, and he found Alen for us.
Yeah, because I knew him since 2015, and he called me up in 2020, and he said, we're looking for there's this band from Prague, from the Czech Republic, and they're a bunch of weird-looking guys with masks, and you would be the guy to do the vocal duties." And I said, "Are you sure about that?" And I liked it, and here I am.
The album is being released through AFM Records internationally. Artur, how did you end up signing with them initially for Revolt?
Yeah, it was through our management. Actually, it was completing my typical story. We just were looking for a record label, and our management for the international market was messaging some well-known labels, and of course we've got quite some offers. So we just ended up choosing AFM because we like what they do. We kind of like quite some bands from them. So we just ended up choosing AFM.
Alen, you guys are going to be heading out on tour for the first time outside of the Czech Republic. Mostly a lot of German dates for the Five Angry Men tour.
We've been on tour in Germany and all of Europe, basically, since we started doing the international stuff. We had shows with Pantera, we had shows with Lordi, we had a full tour with Lordi. We've been on the road with them for 4 weeks in 2022, I think.
Yeah, like 1 year ago.
Yeah, and 23, we've done a whole lot of German dates together with our friends in Hämatom, which is a pretty popular German band, also having masks and everything. So we're kind of like brothers. And so this is the first headlining tour that we do outside of the Czech Republic. And it's mainly going to be in Germany and Switzerland at first, but we're trying to expand, of course, and we have a couple of major festival shows coming up in summer, also in other countries, in Austria and in Holland, Netherlands, and Belgium, I think. And we're looking forward to expand and bring our stuff to other countries and metalheads.
So when it comes to crafting a set list for the band, do you stick to, well, I guess where you're touring outside the US, you're probably not going to do a lot of English songs, or are you going to do a combination of the English material and the Czech material?
No, it's only going to be English in the international thing because Václav will stick to the Czech market, and I might drop by just as a surprise act to do 1 or 2 songs together with him because some fans in the Czech Republic also enjoy my stuff. Even though I must say that a lot of people don't because they don't like my English lyrics, but that's the way it is. And we're going to stick to the plan, and I will do the international stuff. So everything that we present outside of the Czech Republic is always going to be our English material, Revolt and Five Angry Men for now.
Artur, is there a chance of seeing Dymytry in the US at some point?
Well, we really hope that, of course, there is, but unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have any particular plans or anything. But of course, our booking agency working really hard to find us something, maybe some support tours or festivals. We're really open for everything, so really hope so. So I hope to see
open for everything except for maybe North Korea or some other crazy country.
So when it comes to the US press, do you guys get a lot of comparisons to Slipknot or Mushroomhead?
Not really. We had some interviews yesterday, and all the interviewers didn't say anything close to Slipknot. I mean, obviously, that's the first thing that you would think of when you see our picture and our appearance and all of that. But when you listen to the music, I mean, there's no way you can compare us to Slipknot or Mushroomhead or anything like that because we sound totally different. The thing is, some fans do it, obviously, but that's basically a lot of people. Also, when they hear a distorted guitar, they will always say, "Oh, you sound like Metallica," because for some reason that's the thing. I don't know. A lot of people say, "Oh, it sounds like Metallica. There's a distorted guitar," but
Right.
actually, no. People were taking time and hearing other influences, and I would say, of course, we love Slipknot. We enjoy that. We're fans ourselves. So, but I don't think that our music is anything like it.
Artur, the design of your mask, was there something that inspired that?
Well, in this mask particularly, I would say that it was more a fantasy of our masking guy who was doing this, because we was like, of course, brainstorming, discussing. So we came up with the idea to make it as a mask, like what do you call it? The gas mask, or yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just make it something combined with this, like just with the mask, like a gas mask. So he was experimenting, getting some stuff. So we ended up with this design, and I'm very happy with it. But in general, masks, I think it's a very cool thing, because it allows you before the show to switch into the live mode. So you can be a calm person in a private life. You can just a normal person, but when you're going on stage, putting on the mask, there is a switch which like just releases a beast out of you.
Yeah, it's like
So,
Sylvester Stallone and Over the Top when he turns his head
yeah,
around.
right, exactly,
And when he does
exactly. This is how it works, right?
is it
Yeah, yeah. And then he goes like against
Yeah,
Bull Hurley.
yeah, right.
Alen, any inspiration behind your mask?
Well, I was asked if I have any ideas, so I did a crappy crappy drawing myself because I'm terrible at drawing. And I just wanted to have like a white and black theme going, like a split personality, and it's open here in the middle. And yeah, that was the idea. And the same guy did the mask, and it was evolving. He tried some more, and then we came up with this. And I enjoy it because it's open on the side, so you get enough air also on stage. And it's important for me to have that opening here for the vocals, of course, because Arthur doesn't have any openings. That's why he sounds like he is sitting in a box.
That's why I sound like I sound.
Alen, do you have any other music projects that you work on outside of Dymytry?
For now, I don't, because I simply focus on one thing. I think it's really important to stick to one thing, and to Dymytry, for me, turned out to be a lot of involvement, a lot of work, and I love it. And I don't have the capacity and time to do anything else, because I want to give 100% for this band, and it's important to me. I do occasionally record covers on my Insta channel, just for the sake of vocal practice and trying different things, and for my followers, because they seem to enjoy what I do. So that's what I do, but no other bands, no solo projects or anything like that. No time for that.
And Artur, you have two versions of Dymytry to keep you busy, right?
Exactly, right. Yeah. So I don't have time for anything else, basically. So yeah, it's like actually having two bands in one. They have the same name, Dymytry, but basically it's two bands, because you need songs for both, shows to play shows for both, festivals. So yeah, it's basically like having two bands in one.
Well, those are all the questions I have for you today, guys. The new Dymytry album, Five Angry Men, comes out on January 26th through AFM Records. Fantastic album. I enjoyed Revolt as well. I'm glad I had the chance to talk to you today, find out more about you guys and the new album.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, guys, go get our new album. I bet you will love it if you're a metalhead. And support us. Stream it if you don't like CDs or vinyl or whatever. Check out our videos. Join our socials. We always have some interesting stuff going, and we will keep you busy. Promised. And we will try to get to the US as soon as possible. It would be a dream for us. We play for you guys. We would come for on tour for sure. Just spread it. show everyone, show your grandmother, show your parents, show your friends, whoever. Everyone, come on board.
And like I tell everyone, stream it first. If you like what you hear, buy a physical copy, support the artists.